We're at the central bus station here in Mazatlan, waiting for our bus to Culiacán.
You're probably wondering how we got here. Let's go back to the start. But first, roll the intro.
When we first came to Mexico 8 months ago, roughly, we all came in on tourist visas for 180 days. That can vary depending on your circumstances when coming in, so not everybody immediately gets that. But that's what we got. And then we pretty quickly started working on the processes of getting my dual citizenship, followed by my mom's permanent residency, and then my stepdad's temporary residency. Because of these different things that we now have different processes for exiting and re-entering the country. For my parents, they have their own type of process for maintaining their residencies, but for me, it looks a little different. As a dual citizen, when going to the US, I have to show a US passport to prove that I am a citizen there and that I don't need a visa to enter. When coming back to Mexico, I have to show my Mexican passport to prove I am also a citizen here and don't need a tourist visa or that I'm a resident. My INE card or my voter ID is not sufficient identification for entry and exit, so I need to have a passport. The problem that we have is I do not have a Mexican passport yet. A few weeks ago, we went to the local SRE office here in Mazatlan to see what was required for me to get a Mexican passport. We didn't have everything we needed then, and we wanted to upgrade our US passports before moving forward with a Mexican passport. We had passport cards, but we needed to get US passport books. So we waited on doing my Mexican passport and did that first. Once we did that, we went back to the SRE office with all of the documents and stuff they said we needed for my Mexican passport, just to see if we had it all lined up and done right before they told us that we needed to schedule an appointment by calling. Once we called, the operator told us that they had no available appointments in Mazatlan, which was a problem. And we said, what are our options? Because we needed it quickly. So he let us know that the only options that we really had was that they had appointments available in Culiacán, a city a couple hours outside of Mazatlan. Waiting for our bus to Culiacán to go to our appointment for my passport. It kind of works in our favor because with this route, we will be leaving with the passport in hand versus if we had done it here in Mazatlan where we would have to wait 7 days and then go pick it up.
When we moved to Mexico, we knew we didn't want a car, so public transportation and walking have become our go-tos, and we've come to enjoy it. Going to Culiacán, however, was not part of the plan, but when life gives you lemons, I guess. For me and my mom to get 2 round-trip tickets with this specific bus line, it was roughly $44, and going into this trip, we didn't know what to expect with the bus quality and the overall trip. We were pleasantly surprised by the comfy seats, icy AC, and movies for the 2.5-hour drive. There were also plugs for us to charge our phones in preparation for a very long day. As we made our way to my appointment, we got to drive along the shore and through farmland and hills. It was a beautiful change of scenery and not at all what we expected. While we didn't have expectations for the bus, we had preconceived thoughts about our destination, Culiacán. In recent days, the media made Culiacán out to be almost scary. With no other options, we went into this journey cautiously. But upon arrival, we quickly realized that it almost felt like being in the US. This bus station had a lot of snacks available, as well as a food court and some other little places that you could shop while waiting for your bus.
Okay, so we just made it to Culiacán, just got off the bus and everything, and now we are going to head to the SRE office, which is like 15 minutes from here. We have enough time. We actually came in earlier than we were expecting to, so that's cool. So let's go to the office.
After we got to the bus station, we grabbed a quick Didi and made our way to my appointment, which was at 12:30, where they told us that we should be there 15 minutes early for them to supposedly verify my paperwork.
We just got to the building where the SRE office is, and we are filling out the last minute little paperwork we have, and then we're going to go in and get this all settled. But I will try to film what I can, but I'm not going to risk messing it up to get footage, so I will see you guys whenever I can.
We spent almost 3 hours after an almost 3-hour drive for them to verify, then take my picture, and verify again. Then I finally got my INE and passport.
Okay, so I don't know how much you can hear me, but after our very long day of bus ride and sitting at the SRE office forever, we are now grabbing some sushi and Chinese food, I guess, or Asian food. I don't know exactly where it's from. And then after that, we have to head back to the bus station and head back to Mazatlan. Okay, so we just got back to the bus station. Now we are gonna head back home to Mazatlan. It has been a good trip, been an all-day trip, basically. Most of it has been spent in Didi's and on the bus, but we got everything we needed done, so that's awesome. Now we can go home and relax and
I didn't get a ton of footage on the way home because my phone had completely died, Mom's phone was basically dead, and we still needed to get home when we got back to the bus station. Unlike our bus in the morning, the bus going home did not have plugs. But overall, this trip was actually really cool, and it showed us that there's some things in Culiacán that we would like to go back to do for just like a day trip, like bowling or stuff like that we don't have here in Mazatlan. So it was cool to kind of experience that and get to see that Culiacán is not what the media makes it sound like.
okay, we made it back with both of our phones basically completely dead. Now we're gonna try to grab a Didi and make it home before our phones die again.
We actually ended up grabbing a taxi after our very long 12-hour day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed coming along for this trip. If you did, please leave a big thumbs up. If you're not already, please subscribe. It's free, and I'll see you next week.